Can you see my underwear through my trousers? That's a question that almost every woman has asked her friend at some point in her life. It's an uncomfortable doubt that Sara Blakely, founder and sole owner of shapewear empire Spanx, turned into a billion-dollar solution. While it's difficult to imagine the funny, vibrant, intelligent, and candid entrepreneur destined for anything but greatness, Sara's journey wasn't a straight shot. Before being crowned by Forbes in 2012 as the youngest self-made female billionaire, Sara sold fax machines door to door in Florida's heat. So with no experience in fashion, retail, or business leadership, how did one of the most successful entrepreneurs in modern history go from humble beginnings to majestic heights? This is her 22-year journey. Sara's childhood was spent in Clearwater, Florida, under an artist mother and lawyer father. Watching her father close arguments in court inspired Sara to follow in her father's footsteps and become a trial attorney. She debated in high school, college, and even majored in legal communications. But when Sara took her LSATs and failed twice, she had to accept that her lifelong dream to become a lawyer just wasn't going to become true. Without much direction, Sara moonlighted at comedy clubs and eventually, in classic Sara fashion, drove to Disney World to audition for a part of Goofy. Unfortunately, Sara was too tall to play the character offered, but was offered a chipmunk costume instead. It turns out she never actually wore the outfit, as she spent most of her days working at Epcot as a ride reader. Rudderless and frustrated, Sara drove back home and took up a job with Danka, an office supply company which she worked 7 years. The manager there literally put Sara on the street to sell fax machines with no sales list, no numbers, or leads. Going from door to door in Florida's baking and humid sun, Sara was met with cold shoulders, slamming doors, and even police escorts. But Sara didn't let rejection get her down. Looking back, this job was actually laying the groundwork for Spanx. During the course of the video, you'll find out why. One day, something fortunate happened. Sara wanted to wear white trousers to a party. However, there was a problem. You could see her panty line. She cut the feet of a pair of pantyhose with scissors and wore the cropped hose underneath her pants to smoothen the lines. She loved the slimming effect of the pantyhose control top and the refreshing cool feet on her lower legs. The light bulb went off. She had just created a product that every woman would want. A billion-dollar business idea had just arrived. Sure, it wasn't perfect yet, but it was a garment that was thin, comfortable, invisible underclothes, and ideal for open-toed shoes. This was the opportunity she had manifested. The idea was set, but it was time for execution. Still working at Danka to pay the bills, Sara decided to keep hush about her undergarment side hustle and worked on her idea during the nights and weekends with only $5,000 in personal savings. She threw herself into research. She spent a lot of time at the Georgia Tech Library learning about hosiery patents, visiting craft stores to find suitable fabrics, and cold hosiery mills to gauge enthusiasm of her concept. From her cold calling days, she learned that sales pitches delivered in person were way more effective. So she took a week off work, drove to North Carolina, where most of the clothing manufacturing plants were, and knocked at every factory door to get her product manufactured. Sara faced a lot of rejection by the titans of the pantyhose industry, which were primarily male-dominated. They didn't understand why Spanx would sell. After all, who would want to buy cut-off pantyhose? Finally, one mill manager called Sara back. While he didn't quite understand the concept, he was smitten by Sara's confidence and willing to produce her footless hose based on his 3 daughters' recommendations. Sara's first milestone had been achieved. She made the very first prototype for what would after become Spanx. To save the $3,000 legal fees needed to patent the name, she used the Barnes & Noble textbook to learn how to do it herself. Without a penny to spend on packaging and advertising, she designed her logo on her friend's computer and read up on marketing tips. Armed only with her prototype, Sara traveled across the United States with her lucky red backpack from college, meeting and modeling for the boards of stores. In one of her interviews, Sara revealed how she bagged her first big sale with Neiman Marcus. Being the energetic and infectious person she is in true form, Sara halted the business meeting and asked the female buyer to follow her into the bathroom. The entrepreneur went to the bathroom stall, put on her pair of Spanx, and waited for the buyer's reaction. Needless to say, her sales tactic was a success. The buyer was blown away by the difference Spanx made, and just like that, she instantly understood the power of Sara's product. Sara finally got their affirmative nods, followed by approvals from Bloomingdale's, Saks, and Bergdorf Goodman. Sara was officially in business. Sara was packing Spanx into white envelopes and mailing them to women worldwide from her apartment. She was a 24/7 one-woman customer service machine. At this point, Sara made a critical decision. She was determined to take no outside funding. She put everything she earned from Spanx back into the business, which allowed her to keep 100% of equity in her company. No partners, no stockholders, and no board of directors. All the profits were to go straight into Sara's pockets. Spanx has never spent a dollar on advertising. She didn't need to. When the manufacturer's inaugural batch of Spanx arrived, Sara sent samples to Oprah, and that was Sara's big break. Oprah announced on her show that Spanx was her favorite product of the year in 2000, and in no time, the business exploded. Despite not having a website, in its first year alone, the company fetched $4 million in sales with an impressive $10 million the next. The brand took off and provided Sara with the opportunity to finally work on Spanx full time. Over time, the product line expanded to 200 plus items, including jeans, yoga wear, swimwear, and even undershirts for men. In one of Sara's interviews, she confessed that her loyal customers just can't help but show off to her that they're wearing her products whenever and wherever they see her. Sara has been flashed at concerts, celebrity parties, and apparently even at the White House. Sara's story doesn't end with landing a unique spot on a Forbes Richest list for an innovative and one-of-a-kind idea. Sara herself has branched out into other entrepreneurial ventures. In 2001, she appeared on QVC, a television network where she sold more than 8,000 units in less than 6 minutes. As a result, she made a deal with the channel to help boost sales further and expand the brand's market footprint. In 2015, Sara and her husband Jesse Itzler became part owners of the Atlanta Hawks, a professional basketball team. She guested on several episodes of Shark Tank and even participated in Richard Branson's reality show, Rebel Billionaire. Impressed by Sara's dedication, Branson gave her a $750 check. With this money, she established the Sara Blakely Foundation in 2006, a philanthropic organization providing scholarships and grants to aspiring women through entrepreneurship, education, and the arts. Sara also donated to the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls, and in 2013 became the first woman to join Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett's The Giving Pledge, a movement through which some of the wealthiest people in the world promised to donate at least half of their money to charity. Subsequent media appearances increased sales, and just over 10 years later, Sara became a billionaire. In addition to being crowned by Forbes, she was named one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. However, every business goes through its turbulence, and so did Spanx. Despite the colossal success of Spanx, its growth had been hindered by the pandemic. From being valued at $1 billion in 2012, Spanx's estimated valuation dropped to $540 million last summer, and the number eventually declined to $300 million. However, fortunately, Sara regained her billionaire status following a deal to sell most of her company to a private equity giant Blackstone. As part of the deal, the company is valued back at $1.2 billion, and Sara retained a significant stake. She is to continue overseeing operations as Spanx executive chairwoman. The deal with Blackstone will enable Spanx to rapidly scale up its digital strategy, online presence, and global footprint. And moving forward, Sara revealed that the company will continue to focus on putting the magic of Spanx into apparel beyond shapewear. It will expand to denim, fox leather leggings, sports bras, and more. The company also plans to appoint an all-woman board. To celebrate Spanx's massive partnership with Blackstone, Sara gifted each of her 750 employees 2 first-class plane tickets and $10,000 to spend on their trips. Wow, can you believe it? Would you do that? Sara's story is one of a woman who trusted her gut, followed her dreams, and created her own destiny. She is a true inspiration to all women and has proved that no matter your background and experience, anything is possible if you put your mind and soul into it. It has been a long journey of incredible hard work and determination, but all of it had let Spanx become an iconic brand it is today. What started in a small apartment can now be found in more than 50 countries. Can you name any successful entrepreneurs whose perseverance has inspired you? Let us know in the comment section below. I thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you know when a new video arrives. We have many more exciting videos on their way, so stay tuned. See you soon. Thanks.